Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about Viral equation, very important and useful topic related to scattering spectroscopy. And Viral equation is very useful for our semester exam point of view, as well as very important for CSIR NET exam point of view, because using the formula of Viral equation, we can also find out the numerical question from this equation. So it is very important for our semester exam as well as very important for CSIR NET exam. So what is the basic introduction of Viral equation? It is the equation for determination of intensity of the electron beam. So basically this equation is used to determine the intensity of any electron beam. So basically when we strike when a electron beam strike a jet of molecules, then two types of collision occurs. So basically in above the video we are going to discuss about that, but in first point it is determine the intensity of that electron beam which we use to strike a molecule. Okay, second point is electron beam is scattered through a specific angle by diffraction from a gas molecule. Okay, so electron beam when is electron beam will scattered through gas molecule by specific angle by diffraction. This is a second important point. Third important point is when a beam of electrons, okay, when a beam of electron fall a strike on a jet of molecule, then two types of collision are occur. Two types of collisions are occur. First is elastic collision, which produce coherent scattering. Second is inelastic collision, which produce incoherent scattering. These two very important collisions are occur when beam of electron falls or strike on a jet of molecule. These are the basic concept of Viral equations, and some important concept are like in other words, when we are understand in very easy language was that. So in other words, scattering of electron may be divided into two types, with in sorry coherent and incoherent. So basically uh, like scattering of electron may be divided into two types. So coherent scattering may be regarded as made of two components known as atomic and molecular coherent scattering. So coherent scattering may be regarded as made of two components. So basically scattering of electron divided into two category. First is coherent and incoherent. So again coherent scattering may be regarded as made of two component. It's atomic. First is atomic, second is molecular. Okay, two types of components made by coherent scattering. It's atomic and molecular. Okay, so the electron diffraction experiment involve all the three types of scattering. All the three types scattering in the sense coherent, incoherent, and two type of coherent scattering is atomic coherent scattering and molecular coherent scattering. It should be noted that incoherent scattering plus the incoherent plus the atomic component of the coherent scattering are responsible for the sharply falling background, while the molecular coherent scattering give rise to the concentric ring. Okay, these two are very important. Okay, so first when we use the atomic component of coherent and incoherent, it is very useful and responsible for sharply falling background, while the molecule coherent, okay, the molecular coherent, second type of coherent scattering, the molecule coherent scattering give rise to concentric ring. Okay, the molecular coherent scattering depend on the structure of molecule. Okay, this is a very important point, that the molecular coherent, one of the important type of coherent scattering, one of the important component of coherent scattering is molecular coherent scattering, dependent on the structure of the molecule. uh, Now the important part of the video is Viral equation. So what is Viral equation? The coherent or elastic scattering is represented by an equation devised by Mark and Viral in 1930, similar to that applicable to X-ray. The intensity of the molecular coherent scattering given by Viral equation is, so Viral equation is I equal to summation of n summation of I equal to 1 summation of j equal to 1 psi I psi j sin sxij upon sxij. Its equation first, and very important is it's also called Viral equation. Okay, so this is very important to determine the numerical questions and important for semester exam, where psi 1 and psi I and psi j are atomic number of the uh, I number and j number atom. So what is the important of that point is we are in further we take the example of SO2 to understand the better concept of this viral equation. So psi I and psi j, in place of this psi I and psi j, are the atomic number of the I and j atoms. So I atom is S and j atom is O2 in the example of SO2. So so these are the very important point and very important equation of viral equation. Now the important point is, in the above equation, S is represented equal to 4 pi sine theta upon 2 upon lambda. It's equation 2. Okay, it is very important part of that viral equation. S is represented by this. So where lambda equal to wavelength of the electron, lambda is represented wavelength of the electron, and theta equal to angle between incident and scattered beam. Applying equation 1 to the SO2 molecule, we have, these are the example of this equation. So applying equation 1 to SO2 molecule, we have I equal to 2 into 16 into 8 sine Sx0 minus 0 upon Sx0 minus 0 plus 8 into 8 sine Sx0 minus 0 upon sine x0 minus 0. These are the equation 3 of that particular equation. So 16 is atomic number of S and 18 is atomic number of oxygen. So why 2, where the factor of 2 arises because the S atom may be paired either of the 2 oxygen atoms of SO2. This is the okay, so 2 arises because of this. Okay, because of S made because SO2 made by 2 oxygen atom. So now the important method is, first is correlation method, is also very important method for viral equation. So first important method is correlation method. When there is an agreement between calculated and experimental adjustment of interatomic distance, the method is usually called correlation method. Very important, the definition is very important of this method. So when there is an agreement between calculated and experimental adjustment of the interatomic distance, the method is usually called correlation method. Second important method is the radial distribution method. In order to interpret the X-ray diffraction pattern of liquid as well as to obtain structural information without assuming particular trial structure, Pauling and Brockway in 1935 introduced a new method known as radial distribution method. The radial distribution function dx may be given by, okay, so the radial distribution method of interpretation of electron diffraction photograph by gas molecule. So these are the basic introduction of radial distribution method. The formula or the equation of radial distribution method is also represented by dx equal to sum of k and sine s and x upon s and x. It's equation first. The dx may also be written as, when we broke the summation, so it's also be written as dx, the radial distribution method, equal to k1 sine s1x upon s1x plus k2 sine s2x upon s2x plus k3 s sine s3x upon s3x plus s number of. Okay, so these are the is also be written, the radial distribution method is also written as like that, and these are the important equation and important formula of radial distribution method. So where dx is plotted against x, when dx is, the radial distribution method is plotted against x, maxima in dx should occur whenever x corresponds to an interatomic distance. Moreover, the higher the atomic number, the greater the maxima. Okay, so this is the complete discuss about the viral equations and the radial distribution method. Very important for semester exam point of view and CSIR NET exam point of view, as I before tell. I hope this video will helpful to understand the concept of viral equation. So thank you so much for watching.